Hello everybody, I'm Jason Byrne from Macomb Township Government Access along with Brad Fetters, and tonight we're getting set for this varsity boys basketball game between the Creuse North Crusaders and the Stevenson Titans. And Brad, early on in the Mac Red season, it's hard to say that this is a big game, but it definitely has some importance to it as both teams come in unbeaten, and the winner's obviously going to take a step up on the other.
Yeah, Stevenson starting out with a 2-0 record in Mac Red play, having played that extra game that Creuse North has yet to play, and Stevenson comes in red hot, winners of 3 straight, and have really kind of taken a stranglehold thus far in the Mac Red along with Dakota. So a win here tonight with a perfect 3-0 record would go a long way for Stevenson's title hopes.
As for Creuse North, we saw a double overtime thriller against Eisenhower in their Mac Red opener. Coming off that, you know, what kind of emotions are going to be they going to be having in this one, looking to go 2-0?
Well, the thing I was really impressed with Creuse North is their amount of depth. They could plug in a lot of different players at some different positions. However, that's going to be a factor here tonight. They're a little bit short-handed, some injuries and some other extracurriculars involved in their starting lineup tonight, so you're not going to see their normal starting 5 here tonight.
Well, we hope to have an outstanding ball game as we often do here in Mac Red play. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few moments for the opening tip on Macomb Township Government Access.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Welcome back here on Macomb Township Government Access. Jason Burnt, Brad Fetters getting set for the start of this one here between Creuse North and Stevenson. Let's quickly take a look at our starting lineups. First for the visiting Titans, we take a look at the starting front court. Number 12, Brandon McCreena. Number 23, Mavic Gilliard. And number 5, Johnny Jakai. And the starting backcourt, number 21, Iham Hanna. And number 32, Jerry Wilson. And for the Crusaders, little change in their front court. Brian Bendo into the starting lineup, number 24, joined by number 11, Marzouk Shamsuddin, and number 22, Jacob Stanson. Backcourt is number 2, Chris Williams, and number 4, Brendan Oprinsky. LCN in the home white uniform, Stevenson the road gray. Stevenson wins the opening tap. Has it momentarily, then throws it away. Creuse North comes away with it. But then it's dribbled on the sideline, so Stevenson will have it to start things out.
LCN's going to have to value the basketball here tonight. Sterling Heights Stevenson coming into play, averaging 57.5 points per game. LCN just a clip under 50, and we saw this LCN team a couple nights ago, Jason, that double overtime game that we referenced at the very top of tonight's broadcast, a 60-54 victory over Eisenhower.
They go down the post quickly to Jakai, goes up strong and lays it in. Good start for the Titans.
Titans off to that perfect 2-0 start in Mac Red play. Average margin of victory in those 2 league wins, 23.5 points.
And now a block on this end. Brandon McCreena knocked it out of bounds. We mentioned off the top, Brad, a little change in the starting lineup for LCN. A big loss for them as a big ball handler is Makai Johnson out of this game here tonight in concussion protocol.
Yeah, suffered that concussion in that game against Eisenhower late in the ball game. Going to be held out here tonight. Big blow to their hopes here tonight. And see if they can win this game shorthanded, and 2 possessions, 2 turnovers. Ugly start thus far for LCN.
Well, that was one thing that Coach Seletsky mentioned to us, that he was worried about his ball handling. He doesn't have a lot of peer ball handlers because he likes to play Chris Williams off the ball. Doesn't want to see. So 6:45 left to go here in the opening quarter. Check underneath. And another bucket for Stevenson. I don't know. Chris Williams with a bucket on this end for L'Anse Creuse North. Bear with us, having a little audio difficulty, so we're trying to foul this game and clean it up. In the post, Stevenson. We're trying to straighten out some of these issues, and not sure if we're back up or not. We'll just keep calling this game. Missed at the free throw line, though, here by Maverick Gilliard, a player to watch for Stevenson.
And Maverick, Coach Seletsky, mentioning to me prior to the start of this game that they were going to have to find a way to stop Maverick Gilliard, probably one of Stevenson's best players.
Gilliard knocks down 1 of 2. 3-point lead here for the Titans. They're going to bring that 1-2-2 press. And now that one's tipped.
You can see right there how athletic Gilliard is, and it turns into a steal.
2-on-1 the other way. Lay it up and lay it in is Jerry Wilson. And a quick 5-point lead for Stevenson. Now a full court press. Dangerous pass, and this is what they're going to force LCN into. Chris Wilson, and they're going to call a foul as he was tripped up. Lost control of the ball.
Yeah, Williams a little out of control there for LCN, but we'll say that foul happened on the floor.
Yeah, he was tripped up before he got in the lane. Dangerous pass. Nice catch there by Brian Bendo.
Tremendous pressure defense so far through 2.5 minutes of play here by Stevenson. This could potentially turn into a long night for LCN if they're not careful. Good athletic play there, though, by Williams.
They're going to need a lot of Chris Williams here tonight. Back within 3. Gillard inside off glass. Nice touch. Athletic big man for Stevenson.
Tallest player on the floor and probably one of the most athletic players as well. It's a scary combo for the rest of the MAC Red. 3-pointer
on the way, off the mark that time by Oprinsky. He was open. That'd have been a big shot for them. 3-pointer on this end for Stevenson. Falls for number 12, Brandon Macrina.
It's about as perfect of a start as they come for Sterling Heights Stevenson here in the early goings of this game.
LCN, they looking for offense inside. Stanson goes up strong, partially blocked. A foul, though, by Bendo. We're going to get a Stevenson foul. You know, Brad, in the last game we saw with L'Anse Creuse North, they went through stretches offensively where they just couldn't score the basketball. They're going to have to find some second and third scoring on this team other than Chris Williams without Mekhi Johnson here tonight and with Tyreek Harris not in the starting 5.
Yeah, we talked about that at the start and basically the first half of that game the other night against Eisenhower, that LCN was getting those contributions from their top 2 guys, which are Chris Williams and Mekhi Johnson. And it didn't take until about the second half where they started to get some of that secondary scoring. I thought they played really well in the third quarter coming out of the halftime break. I thought they ran their sets a little bit better in that third quarter and then into the second half. So adjustments here with those changes in the starting lineup again for LCN.
3-pointer off the mark, battle for the rebound. Ray Sumter into the game for Stevenson, grabbed the board, but then it was out of bounds to the Crusaders.
You're looking at a guy right now in Brendan Oprinsky getting the spot start here tonight and getting some extended minutes. They're going to need something out of him here offensively.
Chris Williams had that ball knocked away from behind. Gilliard throws it down, and boy, adjusts his body right there around. Highlight reel. And now we're going to get a timeout. Coach Seletsky out there on the court to talk to his team, especially Chris Williams. 14-5 lead for the Titans here on LCN's home court.
That's the Sterling Heights Stevenson team. Jason, that won back-to-back MAC White titles, earned that promotion up to the MAC Red last season, and really held their own in conference play last season, finishing 500 at 5-5. And really have picked up where they left off. They're perfect from the field right now.
Yeah, haven't missed a shot yet. A perfect 5 for 5. Well, they're getting high percentage shots, and that's the thing. When you're throwing down dunks, I don't think you're going to miss too many of them.
Yeah, perfect 1 for 1 from beyond the arc, 5 for 5 on 2-pointers, and 1 for 2 from the line. So I said it was a perfect start here for Stevenson, and it's literally a perfect start.
Yeah, Brad, real quick before play starts, let's quickly take a look at that dunk again. As you can see, the tip ball, they come away with the steal, and then this is just a great athletic play, and I love how he kind of controls his body there as he comes down, not to land on anybody. Just a great athletic play there by Maverick Gilliard.
Nice little twist off the iron as well as he was coming down. And this Stevenson team, we wondered, they started out 2-0, and they beat the two teams that are at the bottom of the MAC Red standings. And we questioned, is this team for real? Well, we got our answer early. They are legit, and they are making a statement here tonight to the rest of the MAC Red that they are contenders.
LCN turns it over out of the timeout. Tyreek Harris into the ball game for North. And now Stevenson will give it right back to him, throwing it to a spot where no one's at. Jensen Davenport played some big minutes in that game against Eisenhower the other night.
So Mark
into the ball
Sampson
game.
coming out now for LCN, and hasn't really gotten involved offensively, and he's another player who showed some flashes of brilliance, I thought, in that last game, and we kind of remarked that he's going to be maybe a special player for LCN. He's going to only mature, but
nice swipe, quick hands right there by Maverick Gilliard. Stevenson now sets it up. Gilliard puts it on the floor. He's going to get called for travel.
yeah, a little hesitation that time.
Nine-point lead here for Stevenson. LCN needs to get some offense going. And, I mentioned Tyreek Harris, who's controlling the ball right now, was left off the score sheet until late in that double overtime period against Eisenhower. They're going to need more of him here tonight. Stanson, a nice up and under, just couldn't get the fall. Comes back down with it, up then down. And he'll go to the line looking to complete the three-point play.
That's a big bucket there after he missed the initial up and under. To follow up that miss with the offensive rebound, counted and the foul, and he'll attempt to earn the three-point play. That's a big bucket there for LCN as they trim this lead in half.
Misses the free throw, however, so it remains a touchdown lead for the Titans. Stevenson now slowing down, getting into a half-court set. We haven't seen much of this thus far in the opening quarter. A miss from the outside there. Here comes LCN. Oprinsky.
Could have been called there for a double dribble.
And now we're going to get a turnover for LCN. Oprinsky a little bit out of control there.
Yeah, it looked like he trapped the ball on his hip. Got away with one potentially there, but no harm, no foul. Turnover results in the Stevenson basketball.
2.5 to go in the opening quarter. Still a 7-point lead for the Titans. I am Hannah out top. Goes in the corner. Ethan Peck into the game for Stevenson now. That shot off the mark. Peck got the rebound, then swatted away inside. Here comes Tyreek Harris. Turning on the Jets, goes up strong, lays it in. Great individual effort by Tyreek.
That's what LCN needs. Big effort here tonight on Tyreek Harris. Didn't get the start here tonight, but has come off the bench and contributed big time.
Gilliard fires for three and knocks it down. 6 points already for Gilliard in the opening quarter. That was just an uncontested three-pointer in the corner. Coach Seletsky calls a timeout. Not happy with the defensive effort right there. But it's an 8-point lead now for Stevenson, Brad, and they've looked good here in this opening quarter.
Absolutely, getting contribution from up and down the lineup. 4 different scorers here for Stevenson tonight, and Maverick Gilliard as good as advertised.
That might be the difference in this ball game. I'm not sure if LCN has an athletic swing type player that can match up athletically with Gilliard.
We talked about this team has a lot of, I think, depth. I mean, obviously, they have some guys that they can really plug and play in different spots, and it's a relatively young team as well. Only really 4 seniors in this LCN lineup, so it's a team that's going to get better as they go on and get some players back from injury, and they don't have a true superstar on this team or a guy that can really fill the stat sheet. Chris Williams, really their only pure scorer.
After another nice offensive rebound, Stanson turned and stepped on the baseline, so another turnover. Into the ball game for the first time for LCN is Colton Krolowski, excuse me. Now a little pressure being shown here by North, a little 1-3-2. Or 1-3-1 rather.
Yeah, 1-3-2.
1-3-2,
that'd be
too many. Too many men on the field. Forgive me. Both teams showing that pressure defense. A nice drop off, but trying to save it that time. Good hustle, but just right to Stevenson that time.
LCN might feel like there's 6 Stevenson defenders out there at times.
Gilliard goes up strong, misses that little short jumper. Rebounded by Davenport.
Yeah, Davenport bringing a little energy to the LCN lineup right now.
Zook kicks it out. Harris open for 3, knocks it down. They're going to need Tyreek Harris a little more tonight. He's got 5 points in this opening quarter.
Yeah, Harris feeling it right now, and that's going to be important to steal there for Harris as well.
Up to Chris Williams. Lays it up and lays it in. Just like that, a 5-0 run. Coming up on 30 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Just like that, Brad, 3-point ball game.
And Davenport comes in, provides a little lift. Harris off the bench, knocks down a couple big shots, and all of a sudden, Crusaders are right back in it, but Gilliard, he answers right back.
They got to stop that somehow tonight.
That's a tall task here tonight for LCN. Boy, oh boy. What do you put on them? That's the question. Got to get a shot off here. Can't hold on to the basketball.
Chris Williams can't get the shot off in time, and that's the way the opening quarter will come to a close. Stevenson on the road leads by 6, 20-14. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few moments for the start of the second quarter. Don't go away.
Got a quarter?
Welcome back here on MTGA Channel 5. Jason Burnt, Brad Fetters getting set for the start of the second quarter. As you see, Maverick Gilliard, wow, what a first quarter for him. Ends up with 11 points, leading all scorers. And Stevenson here on the road at L'Anse Creuse North has the 6-point lead.
And Sterling Heights coming out of the gates fast and knocking down their shots. 3 of 4, 75% shooting from beyond the arc. That's contributed to that 6-point lead. And LCN has to come up with some sort of an answer for Maverick Gilliard. Gilliard leading all scorers with those 11 points. They haven't been able to find a matchup defensively to stop Gilliard. Gilliard knocked down a couple shots, but he's found his way to the rim as well.
Well, this is one way to stop him, is to keep him on the bench, but he doesn't start the second quarter, but the LCN still starts with a turnover. 3-pointer on the way, that shot off the mark. Battle for the rebound goes out of bounds. It'll be LCN basketball. Johnny Jakai back in to replace Gilliard for Stevenson.
Kind of get the sense that LCN does not want to just settle. They can't settle for jump shots in this basketball game. They have to be better in their half-court sets, and they can't turn over the basketball.
Just like that. Another turnover, forced into some bad passing, and that's what concerned them going into this ball game is ball handling. Chris Williams quickly back in. They're going to have to rely on him and Tyreek Harris a lot controlling the basketball.
He got that breather there, but he's going to have to log a lot of minutes. You're looking at maybe a 26-minute type of night, maybe even more.
He's swinging around, open three-pointer, in and out, and back in again. Nice shot that time by Ayam Hanna. Tyreek Harris gets a couple screens, splits defenders, drops it off to Zook. Goes across, that ball deflected out of bounds, and Stevenson is clogging those passing lanes right now.
Active hands right now, and you can see the athleticism. Guys getting up to deflect passes, they're so good right now defensively. A little catch and shoot there by Chris Williams.
Quick inbound. Williams didn't even come down with it. Put it right back up and down. 7-point lead here for Stevenson. Out of bounds.
Mark Lacombe, Stevenson's head coach, all the way out to the half-court line on the court to dispute that call. Referee giving him a long leash. I didn't make any friends with Coach Lacombe prior to the start of this ball game. You made mention that I picked Stevenson as my sleeper in our Mac Red preview show, and he kind of joked with me that I must not be from the area if I consider them a sleeper.
All respect to them. You call them, we called them kind of a sleeper only because when you're used to hearing the Dakotas and the Chips and the LCNs, those are the teams that we cover more. You don't hear as much about Stevenson, but clearly they are an athletic team, and we did hear that they were going to be a good basketball team this year. So no disrespect, but yeah, I think they're going to have a heck of a shot to compete here for the Red Championship. Stanson up and under again. That one falls. Good touch that time.
Yeah, we kind of remarked in our preview show that this is a Stevenson team and obviously Grosse Pointe South. Two teams we're really not familiar with because we don't get to see them too often.
Gilliard back into the game, doesn't waste any time, knocking down another one. Back to a 7-point Stevenson lead. Chris Williams now controlling things out top for North. Goes across, Harris puts it on the floor with the left hand. We're going to get a foul against the Titans.
Yep, a little bump there by number 32.
That's a fourth-team foul for Stevenson.
Yeah,
Something
more
to keep an eye on.
The second on Wilson. So see if Wilson comes out of this ballgame with those two personals. I'm going to keep him on the floor. That's usually an automatic bench situation in the first half of play with two fouls.
Tyreek Harris holds on to it. Goes to Bendo in the corner. They move it around. Zook puts it on the floor in the lane. Misses that shot. Here comes Stevenson. Coast to coast and rolling around that time. Jerry Wilson gets it to fall. 27-18 our score.
No defense there. Jerry Wilson, as he cut through that lane. Two LCN defenders let him go right into the basket.
Zook sets himself for three and knocks it down. Boy, if he can shoot from the outside, that's going to be a nice weapon.
And LCN just staying within shouting distance right now of Sterling Heights Stevenson. Gotta like the effort here out of LCN tonight.
Rebound comes down to Tyreek Harris after that miss. They move it in transition. Bendo kicks it back out. Harris moves it around. Good defense. But Williams still knocks down that jumper, and they wanted a foul on that. Stevenson scrambled around well on defense, and Williams able to still knock that down. Complaining to the refs afterwards, he thought he got some of the arm too. So
quite a motivated performance out of Tyreek Harris tonight, especially defensively.
Not in the starting five here tonight, and came out with an answer off the bench. We'll have to see if maybe Coach Seletsky makes a change at halftime and adjust that starting five coming out in the second half. But right now it's a 4-point lead for the Titans. Wilson with a nice crossover in the lane, lost control, ball loose. Titans remain with the possession here. Another drive inside, a drop off. Ball loose again, and here comes Harris. That one knocked away from him, out of bounds, but it'll remain LCN basketball.
Ray Sumter with a tap there from behind. Good solid defense out of him to prevent that fast break. Tyreek Harris really earning this rest right now as he's going to take a seat. He is gassed. Being asked to do a lot here tonight, shorthanded, and good effort out of him.
They go inside to Zook. Lost his dribble there off glass, misses Stanson. Got the rebound, goes back up, but they're going to call him for a travel. Pivot foot move just a little bit as he tried to make that adjustment. 3 minutes to play here in the half. Titans holding on to a 4-point lead. Gilliard being guarded by Zook.
Yeah, I like that matchup for LCN.
Held his ground that time. Gilliard couldn't move and lost control of the basketball. And
that's kind of what we talked about. Who was going to be the man that defended Gilliard? I like that matchup, putting Zook on him.
So here
Zook's
comes.
Got that big body frame. He's athletic. He can hang.
So here comes Chris Williams. Stanson out top, goes across back to Williams. Out top now, Bendo.
You ever wish you had a cool nickname like Zook?
Zook. It just wouldn't work for me. Another miss for LCN. Here comes Stevenson. Boy, LCN's had some opportunities in their last couple possessions to cut into this deficit some more. Another three-pointer on the way. This one falls again by Ayamahana. Boy, when he sets himself, it's a good-looking shot.
Yeah. Stevenson just keeps on ringing up those triple tries. That's such a nice weapon to have in your back pocket. It can extend leads and get you back into basketball games if need be.
Zook passed it inside. Stanson had moved out, so a turnover.
LCN opportunities in this game, Jason, to trim it down to one possession basketball. Haven't been able to thus far, and Stevenson just extends those leads. They're so good right now. Getting up and down the floor.
Wilson controlling things out top. Gets a screen. Tyreek Harris back into the ballgame. Picked him up momentarily. Now they rotate around. Shot on the way, off the mark. Chris Wilson with the board. Trying to push it out perhaps in transition. Oprinsky puts on the brakes. Kicks it back out. Three-pointer. Bendo knocks it down.
Oprinsky there drawing that double team. Allowed Bendo to get open in the corner. That's one of the easier shots you can take. In terms of three-pointers, that side angle shot, and there's a big injury potentially.
Tyreek Harris is down after that three-pointer. Yeah, Brad, he went down in a heap, and he's in pain.
He is in an absolute heap of trouble right now, right at center court, and he might have taken an inadvertent elbow.
Now, Jerry Wilson had knocked down that triple because they had numbers. He was open for three. It's 33-26 our score, but Tyreek Harris down at midcourt.
That's how Mekhi Johnson received his concussion the other night, an elbow. Physical game of basketball, and the elbows flying, especially down in that paint, but this one happened right at center court, and that's another big blow here to an LCN team that is already shorthanded with the injuries, and Harris bent over now at least,
trying to
being
make
flat on his back.
Yeah, they're already short Blake Daniels pretty much for almost the whole year because of a broken fibula, and Mekhi Johnson out, and you can see that Tyreek Harris is a little shaken up, and trainer's going to take him out and evaluate him. And, of course, if there's protocol at all, you know how they feel about concussions in sports.
Yeah.
You might not see him again if he's got any semblance of a concussion. So,
yeah, there's no such thing as getting your bell rung anymore.
Nope.
It's automatically go into the dark room and get tested out, and you know those are brain injuries, and that's the smart thing to do.
And so now LCN going to have to come together here with this five. Their bench has been short now for sure. Zook draws a double team, needs help. LCN, Gilliard goes back inside. LCN was trying to get a timeout. We got a foul on this end. Johnny Jakai. So 48 seconds remaining in the half. Jakai knocks down the first free throw, 34-26, and they've quietly here extended that lead. And
LCN got to get as close as 4 points, and you really felt they were hanging into this basketball game somehow. But Stevenson has gone on this little mini run, and this halftime buzzer might come at the perfect time for LCN, as this one's getting really dangerous.
Williams drives inside hard, knocks it down. There comes contact. No call, but how about Chris Williams here tonight? 12 points in the opening half.
Yeah, the spotlight has been on him all night long, and they've asked him to do a whole heck of a lot, especially offensively, and he has really answered the bell here tonight for the Crusaders.
Three-pointer on the way, knocked down by Brandon Macrina.
Man, there's no stopping the three-pointers. It's been a barrage out of the Titans here tonight. Unbelievable shooting.
Yeah, they've got some shooters. Zook tries to answer, misses that one. Macrina with the board. They try to push it up ahead. They got to shoot, and they're not going to get that one up in time, but an offensive outburst there at the end of the second quarter gives Stevenson a 10-point lead, 38-28 over LCN. Brad, thoughts on the first half?
Well, perfect start for Sterling Heights Stevenson in that first quarter. We talked about they were perfect from the floor, and I thought LCN did well to kind of stem the tide there and just hang around long enough for Stevenson. Got within 4 points, but a little mini run here by Stevenson at the end has extended that lead to 10. Back to the drawing board for LCN. Hopefully they can get Tyreek Harris back into this ball game.
Stay with us. We'll be back for the second half in just a few moments. Don't go away.
I'll be right back.
Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later. They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Hi, I'm Jordan Peele. I'm usually trying way too hard to be funny. Well, right now I'm going to be completely serious with you. Online bullying is a toxic side effect of modern technology. No one's immune to it. Not you, not me, nobody. But there's a way we can fix it. This emoji in the symbol section of your phone's emoji keyboard. Use it when you see bullying online to say, I see what you're doing, not cool, definitely not funny. And I know what funny is. I coined the phrase wordness to the turdness. So join me and become a witness. When you see bullying online, use this emoji to do something. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org.
Welcome back here on Macomb Township Government Access. Jason Burnt along with Brad Fetters. Set for the start of the second half here between LCN and Stevenson, varsity boys basketball. Titans have a 38-28 lead as we start the third quarter, Brad, and really it was quality scoring by Stevenson, but a big advantage shooting the basketball in that first half.
Yeah, LCN shoots 54% from the floor. Normally you would say, hey, you're shooting over 50%. That's a pretty good start. But Sterling Heights Stevenson, 82% from the floor, including a perfect first quarter. And Jason, getting it done from beyond the arc, that's been the story of the game. Stevenson has knocked down 7 of 9 three-pointers tonight. An unbelievable first half of play for them offensively.
LCN going to have to lock it down, but the first three-point attempt of the second half comes down. Could have been over the back there, but those long arms of Gilliard kept it alive and allowed Macrina to get a bucket. So it's those kind of second chance opportunities that LCN's going to have to kind of limit. And instead they turn it over here offensively. Up ahead. Little step back, look inside. Ball comes down once again to Gilliard, but LCN comes away. Wilson drives hard inside, took some contact. We're going to have to see if it's on the floor, if they're going to count continuation. Now they're going to put him at the line, so foul shot opportunity here for Chris Williams, excuse me.
Yeah, 38 first half points. It's kind of out of nowhere. This is a Stevenson team we mentioned averaged 57.5 points per game, coming off a 66 performance against Grosse Pointe South. Their highest outburst has been 70 points. And you're mentioning to me that Tyreek Harris is back into the ball game. That's a good sign for LCN.
2 misses at the line for Chris Williams. He leads all the scorers for LCN, rather. Now comes up with a steal, but they're going to say he stepped on the sideline. He has 12 points for LCN to lead the way. Leading scorer, of course, for Stevenson is Gilliard.
Stevenson team really challenging themselves in the non-conference play. Their 2 losses on the season, Jason, the Ann Arbor Skyline and that Clarkston team. That Clarkston team making a lot of noise this year, and rightfully so.
Macrina knocks down another one. He's got 4 points here in the third quarter for Stevenson. Yeah, that Clarkston team has been talked about quite a bit in the last several weeks. Really since the beginning of the season, I guess you could say. LCN on this end. Stanson gets a good look, goes up off glass.
For a multitude of reasons, and the top reason being, they're absolutely loaded, and the top contender once again for that Class A crown.
And now we're going to get a travel. Chris Williams was calling that one out as Jerry Wilson was shuffling the feet, trying to maintain his stability there. Coming up on 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Yeah, if LCN is going to get back in this ball game, and they're going to have to go on a little bit of a run here. They did it in the first half, got within 4. Bendo sets himself for 3 and knocks it down.
That's his second big make of this ball game.
7 points for Bendo.
We got an intentional foul call.
They're going to call an intentional foul against L'Anse Creuse North. Shamsuddin. That's a big call in this ball game right now. Intentional foul. It puts Stevenson at the line, and then they'll have the possession coming out of it. They change it up. Who is actually going to take the free throws? Jerry Wilson will go to the line. He was the one that was fouled. Foul shot goes off the back iron. Get 2 shots and the ball, so. Needless to say, Brad, that was a questionable call that I think the LCN sideline wanted an explanation on it.
The only explanation I can feel is maybe they're just trying to reel this game in a little bit and try to temper some of those emotions.
10-point lead here for Stevenson. Pressure being brought here now by LCN. Little baseline jump shot that time by Nate Niemans into the ball game for the first time, seeing his first action.
Sometimes you just got to shake your head. I mean, Stevenson has just come out to play here tonight.
Blocking foul here by the Titans.
It's a Stevenson team that really has taken on the identity of their head coach. He's one of the more energetic coaches in this league, and he is racing up and down that sidelines. A couple times he's come all the way out to the half-court line.
Little up and under. That one just won't fall for Zook. Stanson fighting for the offensive foul. He gets it back. Scrappy underneath.
Yeah, and Stanson just kind of sticks with plays, doesn't he? He never gives up and constantly getting those offensive rebounds, keeping possessions alive. I thought he was really instrumental in that win the other night against Eisenhower. I thought he came up with some huge rebounds along with Jensen Davenport in that ball game. Really gave them the edge over Eisenhower.
Williams with a nice adjustment in the lane. He was fouled.
Even though LCN's down double digits at this point, you really can't feel that this game's over. They got the capabilities to come back. You feel they maybe just want to amp up the intensity just a little bit on the defensive end, cause a couple more turnovers. They've allowed Stevenson to have a couple open looks here tonight, and Williams knocks down these free throws. All of a sudden, it's only an 8-point lead.
Well, you kind of got that feeling, the vibe that they are just hanging around. That they're close enough in striking distance that a couple big shots here and there, they're going to be right on the heels of Stevenson, who's led from really the get-go.
And you just wonder if one of these guys for LCN, you look at a player like Brian Bendo, who's already knocked down a couple threes, if he can heat up and keep that play alive. There's a quick turnover there at the half-court line. This would be a big three.
Tyreek.
Bingo!
Tyreek Harris tips it. Williams goes back outside to him, and he knocks it down. That shows you why that would have been a big loss if Harris was unable to come back into the ball game. Fresh players for Stevenson now, too. Paul Panu into the ball game in the post. Wilson goes back out. Gilliard drives inside, adjusts. Hard off glass, misses. Here comes LCN.
Yeah, Gilliard looking for the call. They're not going to get it.
Tyreek from the outside again, misses. Davenport trying to grab the rebound. Out of bounds off of the Titans.
Yeah, this LCN team feeling it all of a sudden.
You can feel the energy kind of changing a little bit and the energy level getting up for the Crusaders.
I like this lineup out on the floor right now, and we're going to get a loose ball foul.
I think it's incidental, but they are going to call a foul. Gilliard tripped over Stanson.
That's a big empty possession right there for LCN.
Wilson inside, floats one, misses, rebounded by Stanson.
Gilliard,
working hard on the boards tonight.
Gilliard hasn't been a factor at all in this third quarter offensively. Back-to-back poor possessions there for LCN. They can't afford that right now.
And then had a foul. So Stevenson will still have the possession. 3:45 left to go here in the third. And they're going to move quickly up to Gilliard. Bendo with the rebound. Gilliard battling to get it back, but he's going to get called for a reach-in foul. Only his first.
Real interesting time right now in this ball game with 3:38 remaining in the third quarter. Chris Williams is going to take a seat. Stenson on the bench as well for LCN. So a little bit of a smaller lineup out there. Got to get it over the half-court stripe.
In the quarter, Bendo for three, knocks it down. Just like that. 6 points here in the third for Brian Bendo, and it's a 2-point ball game. Three-pointer on the other end. Stevenson answers. Ahim Hanna knocks it down.
These two teams trading blows right now. We thought we had a heck of a ball game the other night with that double overtime game. This one has the makings of quite the contest.
Harris out top.
We're getting spoiled here in the early goings.
Mac Red basketball's fun. Fun to watch, fun to call. Harris inside, couldn't get the fall, but drew the foul. Good, tough, aggressive drive that time by Tyreek.
We haven't had many close basketball games the last couple of years, the way Dakota's been running the gauntlet in the MAC Red and just blowing teams out. But this is exactly the way basketball used to be in the MAC Red prior to those championship caliber teams over at Dakota.
That's why we said that the MAC Red, we really feel going into this year, is wide open. It's a lot of good teams. Not many great ones, but a lot of good teams.
And really an opportunity here tonight for one of these teams to really make an impression, I feel. Obviously, Stevenson, if they can go 3-0, they've really shown a lot of people that they are for real, including me and you, getting off to that 3-0 start. But if LCN can hold serve here on their home floor and start out 2-0, they've really answered the bell.
Gilliard gets inside, adjusts, couldn't get it to fall, but he'll go to the line.
And that's a play right there that Brian Bendo has to take the charge. And that will come as he matures. He's only a junior.
Easier said than done when you got a big guy like Gilliard plowing down on you.
Yeah, but, you know, Gilliard kind of sold it that he was going to be going to the basket there. And Bendo has to take one for the team and take that charge.
So Gilliard knocks down the first free throw, his first point of the second half. He's got 14. Boy, Stevenson's got balance on offense. You could definitely say that between Brandon Macrina and Maverick Gilliard, Ahem Hanna, and Jerry Wilson. Those four guys leading the way for Stevenson. Tyreek Harris has 10 points, controls for LCN. Dangerous pass, and he's knocked down again. Boy, he's taking some shots here tonight. 16 foul against the Titans, so that's going to be problematic for them.
Yeah, bonus basketball the rest of the way here.
Rest of the ball game here. If LCN can knock down some free throws, they're going to be able to stop the clock and maybe linger around.
10-plus minutes of basketball left. You'll be shooting free throws the rest of the way. Got to capitalize on that.
Zook from the top of the key. Spins, goes back out top.
You know, Coach Seletsky would love to get Zook going offensively. Not the greatest of spacing right now offensively here for LCN.
He knocked down a big triple earlier on. Once again, they're going to run that same play. Zook from the high post. Goes inside, little up and under with the left hand. Just couldn't finish.
Boy.
And then it went off of Davenport trying to get it back. A nice move in the post.
It was good footwork down there. He caught the ball at the free throw line and worked his way into the lane. Terrific up and under, and just couldn't cash in. Tough luck miss there. Second nail of the night there for Zook. And
so LCN now bringing some pressure.
Chris good Williams recognition there. That's a football player making that read and then coming up with an interception.
Drives in. Goes back into Davenport, lost it momentarily, gets it back to Zook, who floats one up and down.
What a play there by Davenport. The bounce pass at the Zook. As Davenport was going down to a knee, able to get that basketball out.
3-point lead for Stevenson. Outside jumper falls. Kyle Jackson into the game. He hadn't played it in the first half. This is his first playing time.
The Titans have had an answer all night long. It's unbelievable.
52-47, under a minute to go now in the third.
LCN's just got to be wondering what they got to do to tie up this game.
Harris to Zook. Kicks it out. Williams sets himself, fires for three, misses. Macrina with the rebound. Hanna inside. And one. Johnny Jakai up hard with it, lays it in, and he'll go to the line. So Jakai at the line looking to complete the three-point play. Knocks it down. Give him 9 points in the games here tonight.
It's a real tough stretch for Stevenson right now, Jason, in terms of where they're at in their season. 4 of their next 5, including tonight, on the road. They're going to have their next matchup at Dakota. We'll tell a lot about this team in the next couple days.
Boy, 2 of the Titans trying to save it. And they both ended up going out of bounds with it. So LCN catches a break. They'll have it underneath their own basket. 24 seconds remaining in the quarter. Quick inbound pass to Williams. Makes an adjustment. Turnaround jumper won't fall. Loose ball, and somehow Williams gets it back. 14 seconds remaining now. LCN will hold for one final shot.
Good recognition that time to slow things down and reset, bringing that ball up to nearly half-court stripe.
Oprinsky has a three-pointer blocked. Stevenson up ahead. Wilson, 1 second. Can he get it up? He does, and down.
Boy.
Jerry Wilson gets the bucket at the buzzer, extending Stevenson's lead to 10, 57-47. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few moments for the start of the fourth quarter. Don't go away.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Welcome back here on Macomb Township Government Access. Fourth quarter about to get underway from Creuse North High School as LCN and Stevenson varsity boys basketball gets set to resume. 10-point lead for the Titans, and they got 5 players that more than likely by the end of the night are going to be in double figures, Brad. They've really spread the ball out well, and they have that 10-point lead.
And I bragged in our open about how I thought LCN had some depth this season. Well, Stevenson has some depth. They got scorers up and down the lineup, and I thought LCN did a better job in that third quarter, coming up with 6 steals and holding Stevenson to a 50% from the floor, but just they got into an effort there at the very end where they were trading baskets and both teams scoring 19 points. LCN worked themselves back into the basketball game, got it down to a 5-point deficit, but they blink and they're down 10 once again.
Tyreek Harris goes up strong. There might have been some contact, no call, out of bounds to Stevenson. And now the officials will come together. Crusader side was complaining, and most of the players were, that it went off the Titans. Now the officials are talking about it. They're going to say, Steven, they're going to stick with their decision. So Stevenson looking to extend their lead now. Wilson has it. Goes back out top to Macrina. Inside, Jakai was fouled. Stanson trying to defend against him. So with at least one make here, Jakai will be in double figures as well. Brad, I mentioned they've got good balance on their team, scoring the basketball. Knocks down a pair, so Stevenson extends their lead to 12. Tyreek Harris now will control things for the Crusaders. Bendo draws a double team. They swing it around.
I just wonder if at some point here it's strictly fatigue with LCN.
Tyreek Harris misses that three-pointer, a little bit rushed. Yeah, you could kind of sense that Stevenson's got the momentum right now. Baseline drive inside, swatted away by Zook. Jakai back up, blocked by Stanson. Here come the Crusaders. Cross court to Williams. Easier said than done, and one. Didn't settle for a three-pointer, made the adjustment, drove inside, got the bucket. Now he'll look to complete the three-point play.
And rotation right now for LCN's only about 8 guys. So, I mean, being asked to play a lot of minutes here tonight. There's a lot of guys that have hands on their hips and hands on their knees. They are absolutely gassed right now.
They're going to have to make a run soon, too, as Williams knocks down the free throw. Give him 17 points in the ball game here tonight. And a high pass out of bounds. Unforced turnover right there.
Just a little full court pressure there by LCN and disrupting the Titans just a little bit.
So Williams to inbound it. LCN now down by 9, 3-possession game.
We know LCN can hit their outside shots, especially Bendo, who has a basketball right now. He's a guy to pay attention to, going to kind of camp out in that corner.
Zook down low.
Trapped under there, trapped.
Stanson.
He's absolutely trapped.
And then we're going to get it. What do we got? A jump ball. We got a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors Stevenson. So
could have had multiple calls. Could have had a travel call. Could have had 3 seconds in the key.
And we're down here at courtside. We hear people calling it from all over the place. So a full timeout. Coach Seletsky still working the refs.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Unhappy with some of the calls here tonight. Well, you definitely don't want to get teed up in a situation like this. With it's still a game that's not out of reach.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And
Coach Conger is in the huddle right now talking to his team. And
nice job there by Coach Seletsky to tiptoe the line, so to speak.
Coach Lacombe over at Stevenson. He's got to be proud of the way his guys have played here tonight. We're impressed with the way that they've played.
And we talked about it last broadcast. You got to win your home games, and for Stevenson to come in here and win on the road, that's a really strong statement by them here tonight. And they're already 2-0, and both of those are home wins, so this is their first true road test in league play.
5:55 left to go in the ball game. Pressure defense being brought here by LCN.
If you think about it, if you go 5-0 at home, or maybe even 4-1, and then you maybe get 3 wins on the road, go 3-2 on the road, that gets you to 7 wins right there, 7 or 8 if you go perfect at home, and that should, I think, be good enough for at least a share. 7 wins really should be at least a share. If you go 7-3 this year, I think it gets you a share of the MAC Red.
Well, if Stevenson holds on here tonight and Dakota keeps winning, you're going to have 2 teams up at the top that'll be battling.
I mean, do you see anybody going 8-2, 9-1? I don't think so.
No, I think this year there's not that one team. You mentioned it for the last couple of years. Dakota has just really run amok in the MAC Red, and everyone knew it. Inside, Jakai lost the handle on the floor. Ball loose. And we're going to get a timeout from Stevenson.
Coach Seletsky beside himself here. He was asking for a timeout earlier in this game, and he didn't get it. And now that ball appeared to be pretty loose. It didn't appear to me that Stevenson had control of the basketball, and they were granted a timeout there. So that's exactly what Seletsky's upset about.
Yeah, it depends on when that was called. Jakai had it in the post, and when he spun and lost control of the basketball, that's when the players dove after it. If that's when the timeout was called, clearly there was no possession by either team. So it was a loose ball at that point. So a little good fortune right there for the Titans, but they'll take it. Up by 9 points. They'll remain with the possession. Quick inbounds to Gilliard. He's been quiet in the second half. They've done a nice job on him defensively, but other players have stepped up for the Titans. On the floor at the left hand right there was Hannah. Gets it back out top to Macrina.
Oh, a little bit of a moving screen there.
Three-pointer on the way. Gilliard knocks it down. 18 points to lead the way.
Jerry Wilson cutting across the floor there at the top of the key. Set a little bit of a moving screen and allowed Gilliard to get wide open. Two LCN players coming together, and that might be the dagger right there.
Stevenson, you got to give them all the credit in the world, really. I mean, they have played an outstanding game here tonight, and they haven't just had that one or two guys that have led the way. They have been balanced, and I mentioned that Gilliard had an outstanding first half. Second half, it's been a little quiet for him, but other players have really stepped up. I mean, Brandon Macrina's hit a couple big shots from the outside. Hannah has been big from beyond the arc. Jerry Wilson's come up huge. So those guys have really picked it up, and then you still have Gilliard knocking down big shots like just a moment ago. They're going to be a tough beat in the MAC Red this year.
Yeah, 20 points in the first quarter, 18 in the second, 19 in the third. Total balanced scoring from Sterling Heights Stevenson here tonight, and they look like they're the real deal. Well, for LCN, Jason, their schedule, it doesn't get much easier as they are the complete opposite. You know, Stevenson, we talked about. LCN going to go on the road here after a home game against Dakota for 3 straight at Chippewa Valley, at Eisenhower, and then a rematch with the Stevenson team. So LCN's going to leave the comfort of their home gym here in the next couple weeks, and it's going to be a lot of tough sledding there on the road.
Stanson underneath, goes up and under, lays it in. Good adjustment. 10 points for him tonight. Back to a 10-point lead for the Titans. Hannah drops it off to Jakai, and he's going to get called for a travel.
It's a hesitation.
So a turnover gives it back to the Crusaders. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in the ball game. Zook kicks it out. Bendo, he's knocked down one of those tonight. Can't get that one to fall.
The minute they left his hand, you could see it was off.
Stevenson now gets into their half-court set. Gilliard, a quick move, baseline. Cut off, goes up, misses. Ball tipped, comes down to Williams. Tries to push it now, 1-on-2. Little floater off glass,
Boy.
Tough shot.
Yeah.
Fortunate for them, it's out of bounds off of the Titans. That just looked rough.
And Williams in absolutely no control there, and kind of get the sense he might have been worried about taking a charge there and pulled up and floated one up and missed.
Tyreek Harris from the outside, can't get that one to fall. Ball loose. Stanson had that one momentarily, back into Zook.
Oh.
And now we're going to get a timeout from the bench.
Nice soft touch there by the big man, Zook.
Hey, we saw LCN come up with some big offensive rebounds in that game against Eisenhower. They've done that here in the last couple minutes.
Yeah, how about Jacob Stenson, senior forward, just keeping possessions alive, doing that dirty work down there.
He's done a nice job, and
Yes.
that's a perfect example of knowing your role. And he's had to take on a lot this year with Blake Daniels being out. Now is the only true big down in the post. He's gotten some help from Zook, an underclassman that's going to get a lot of minutes this year now.
Jacob with 10 points here tonight, double digits for him.
Yeah, how about Jacob Stanson and Brian Bendo, both with big minutes, coming up with 10 points apiece. It's an 8-point ball game now. Stevenson looks to just hang on here in the final 3.5. They beat the press. Move it up ahead. Three-pointer on the way. Gilliard knocks it down.
All night long.
Daggers.
Unreal.
Just when LCN tries to cut into that deficit, Stevenson answers with a big three-pointer. Stanson gets an offensive rebound. Gilliard comes down with that one, though. Gilliard, a baseline jumper, won't fall. Bendo with the rebound. Here comes Williams now. LCN's going to have to push this a little bit with a double-digit lead for Stevenson.
And Stevenson sticking with that zone defense. A little 2-3 look here.
Zook from the elbow, fires off the back iron. Ball comes down. We're going to get a foul, not a jump ball. Harris was fouled.
You like that look there. You like that take by Zook.
Yeah, I think he can hit that shot. I was open for him. Hey, we saw him knock down a big triple earlier in this ball game. He's got some range, and, you know, he turned right there at the top of the key and found himself wide open. I think you take that shot all day, every day.
That's the Sterling Heights team. That's never going to be cheated, are they?
No.
I mean, just high energy right from the get-go here tonight, and it hasn't dropped off one bit.
Tyreek Harris with 11 points now, looking for number 12. It's a 10-point lead for the Titans with 2:19 left to go. Crusaders are going to have to come up with some stops and then come up with some big shots on the offensive end.
We've seen some athletic teams out of Chippewa Valley. Some guys that can really jump out of the gym, and I think this Stevenson team is loaded with athletes.
It'll be interesting to see a game between Stevenson and Chippewa Valley with those athletes. And now we got to travel. So that defense of LCN forced them into a bad look and forced them into a turnover. 2:04 left. Harris over to Williams. Harris goes into Stanson. In the post. Goes up with the right hand. Nice post move there. Working against Gilliard.
Terrific effort down there. A little spin and floated a soft shot up. Like to see that out of your big man. Really good effort out of him here tonight. This LCN team will be fine. Really missing Mekhi Johnson here tonight.
Putting the ball on the floor. Great hesitation right there. And that could be a dagger by Kyle Jackson. He didn't even play in the first half. He's got 4 points here in the second, and both have been big shots. 10-point lead. Zook catches it, goes down the post once again. Williams, little shake and bake, three-pointer on the way, no good. Gilliard with the rebound. They'll hold it under a minute to go. Stevenson can sense it now. And a quick foul by Williams. Stevenson now to the line in the bonus.
Yep, just trying to extend this game for as long as possible.
Miss at the line on the second attempt. Tyreek Harris goes inside Davenport off glass, lays it in, and now we got a quick timeout. First bucket of the night by Davenport. Too little too late, though, perhaps.
Well, that's what LCN needed. They needed a miss on the free throw line for Stevenson. They needed a quick bucket on the other end, and that's what they got. But 8-point deficit now, under a minute to go. Yeah, it's big uphill climb now for LCN. You just got to hope Stevenson continues to miss their freebies.
Or turn the ball over.
Yep, I assume LCN will apply some sort of full court press. LCN only one timeout left, so only be able to stop the clock one more time. 45.2 remaining on the big board. Good effort here out of LCN. You know, I mean, you look at it and you see Mekhi Johnson's not going to play. They're already missing Blake Daniels. You thought, well, could Stevenson blow him out here tonight? But LCN hung with them.
Cherry picking down at the other end behind the press is Kyle Jackson. Gets an easy bucket. And LCN sold out that time to try to come away with a steal. Harris fires for three. That shot off the mark. Jackson with the board. Stevenson once again down court. Wilson stripped from behind by Harris. 18.5 seconds remaining, but a 10-point deficit. Hannah has it out top, and we hear the coaches saying no foul. They're just going to let them dribble it out. That's the ball game. Outstanding effort here tonight for Stevenson on the road. They will improve to 3-0, Brad. LCN drops to 1-1. Final score here tonight. Stevenson 69, LCN 59. Brad, your thoughts on this one?
Stevenson Titans no longer sleepers in my estimation. They are true contenders. Perfect 3-0 start to Mac Red play, and they really have left the impression on me here tonight that they are the team to beat the Mac Red. A terrific effort here tonight. Balanced scoring up and down their starting lineup. A terrific effort here on the road, but LCN, once again, can't take a lot from this basketball game except the effort level. I thought it was there here tonight. A lot to build on if you're a Crusader fan.
Well, for Brad Fetters and the rest of our crew here at Macomb Township Government Access, we thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Once again, final score, 69-59. Stevenson wins.